Welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. I am Benjamin Schiller, joined alongside Dr. Greg Good, head of the upper school here at St. Andrews. Dr. Good, you have a busy schedule. Let's get straight to business. St. Andrews has a brand new grading policy. You guys are distancing yourself away from the 80-20 long-time performance process grading policy. Can you elaborate on the brand new point system as well as what's going on with midterms and finals?
The 80-20 grading model that we had, this was a big issue throughout the year last year, and we've had that approach for several years at St. Andrews, several years before my time when it started, and I had concerns about it. Mr. Shapiro did. We had a lot of parents and students who were a little bit frustrated by it, as well as quite a few of our faculty. What we asked teachers to do too is develop these assessment maps that they could hand out to students at the beginning of the year that would say approximately 40% of your grade is going to be things that you do for homework. Approximately 20% might be presentations or Socratic discussions. Maybe 20% is going to be your exams, or 30%. So to really be straightforward and transparent about that, and to take kind of the guessing out of, oh man, I did poorly on one exam, gotcha, that sort of things. Teachers can work by department to determine the number of points that will be in a semester exam, but those will then be included in the overall point total. So you're not going to have big jumps in one direction or another. And frankly, Ben, having been doing this kind of job for 30 years, it's much more what I'm accustomed to. I think it's much more what a lot of our students are accustomed to.
I already know students are excited to hear about the new grading policy, as well as the new infrastructure on campus. We have the brand new building across the way for advancements. What does the timeline look like for that building?
And that is where our advancement team, our fundraising team, will be moving in. And the plan right now is that they'll be able to move in early September. Right now, they're in temporary offices on the second floor of Henderson. And you also know, I'm sure, that in the upper school administration and in college guidance, we literally just this week moved from the ground floor of Henderson to the old development building where the fundraising folks used to be. That was completely renovated, updated, and now the upper school administration is on the ground floor of that. It's been newly named Andrews Hall, and the college guidance folks are on the second floor. So we're in there now, and shortly, the plan is that when the development folks move out of the second floor of Henderson into their new building, we can begin construction on this beautiful new Parker Library that will go into the old Henderson Hall.
So we have a lot of glass on campus now, especially with the Cohen Center, as well as the new building. Andrews Hall redid their doors in the front. Yeah. What is going to go on with hurricane season? The National Hurricane Center is telling residents of Florida, expect an above normal hurricane season. What can you tell the students and faculty here that can sort of prepare them ahead of time before a hurricane comes out of nowhere in September or October?
Our security team, led by Mr. Hamilton, is wonderful. They're always planning for everything from fires to tornadoes to active shooters to hurricanes. And they have very sophisticated plans in place for what it is that we do under those circumstances. I would say any of our new buildings that are being built, any of the renovations that are being done, Cohen Center, Andrews Hall, the development building, those are all being built with hurricane-resistant glass. So any of that glass there is state-of-the-art and is designed, as you know, as a Floridian, to withstand hurricanes. So that kind of safety is of paramount consideration for us when we're building new buildings.
You were saying beforehand that Mr. Hamilton and security team preparing for active shootings. The week before teachers and students officially entered the classroom on Wednesday, August 21st, teachers underwent a simulation of an active shooting.
Right.
What can you tell students and faculty to make them feel safe and comfortable on campus, especially now that there's going to be an active police officer at chapel and assembly times?
Yeah, I think that's a great step that we're taking. And what I would want to say to our families, what I would want to say to our students, is that because unfortunately we live in the times that we do, and we've been reminded of that in terrible ways just in the last week or so over the summer with the shooting at Walmart and the shooting in Dayton, Ohio. It is hugely important that we are training, preparing. And we're fortunate that Mr. Hamilton has developed a relationship with a company called Guardian Security, which is staffed by all active police officers, most of whom are on SWAT teams, They've responded to events at Stoneman Douglas. They've responded to the Fort Lauderdale airport shooting. They're highly skilled. And each summer we do have our teachers go through that active shooter training with live blanks being fired and so forth. Obviously, the most dangerous area to be in during one of these shootings is an open area, like the chapel, like the auditorium, maybe outside on a field. So we will be having police officers who are at each of our chapel services this year, lower school, middle school, and upper school. So there will be you know, you hate to even have to talk about these things, but there will be an armed presence in our chapel.
Like you said, this is sort of the reality of our world with all these mass shootings targeting a specific group. At St. Andrews, we have a lot of diverse students and faculty that reside on campus and also attend school throughout the day. And students at home, you know, they're seeing comments all the time from white supremacists, groups that target a specific ethnic or racial background.
It's terrible, and it is so the opposite of our campus, right? I mean, we have this incredibly welcoming campus, and we do have kids from all over the world. We have kids from all different racial and ethnic backgrounds and religious backgrounds, and it's part of our Episcopal tradition to be open and to be to make sure that everybody feels comfortable regardless of their race, their gender, their sexual orientation, their gender identity, their religion, whatever the case may be. This is a great place, a great welcoming place. So it is hugely important, and the reason that training becomes even more important is because we are a diverse community. And if, God forbid, somebody was intending on targeting certain groups of our students, we've got to make sure that each and every one of them are feeling safe. And I think the best message that we can communicate is that we're aware, we're training, we're diligent, and we care deeply about every one of our kids, regardless of their background. And this has to be a safe place to be away from the kinds of things that we're tragically seeing.
I cannot wait for school to start up again on Wednesday, August 21st. I cannot wait for the community to come back together. Any closing statements to the 2019-2020 school year?
Yeah, I guess I'll look right in the camera here and address our families. Again, I'm so excited about the 2019-2020 school year. There are so many great things going on here at St. Andrews. We've welcomed a lot of new faculty and staff in the last couple of weeks. We have a whole new group of students coming. We have wonderful returning students and leaders like Ben here, who not only is so involved in media production, but also in our school's leadership. It's awesome to be here right now. I think, again, 30 years into this, age 55, I always feel like a kid this time of year, and I'm just so happy. My whole family is so happy to be here in South Florida and to have a chance to let's go get them. Let's do it again, and we'll have a great year, Ben.
Beautifully said, Dr. Good. We cannot wait to see you all on Wednesday, August 21st. Alongside Dr. Good, I am Benjamin Schiller, and we'll see you soon.